Welcome back, club members, to part 2 of the Hollywood Hubby's review of Beauty and the Beast.
Are you feeling human again? I'm feeling human again.
Well, guess what? Disney Plus wasn't, because they didn't add it into the movie.
All right. So let's dive back into the story here. We jump from the castle, the Beast and Belle starting to somewhat get along, tolerate each other. And we go to cut to the village. After hearing Maurice's loony statements about the Beast, Gaston bribes the Monsieur, who is basically the warden of the local insane asylum, to have Maurice declared as insane and lock him away. Gaston is going to basically use this to blackmail Belle into marrying him in exchange for, Maurice's release. I love this creepy Monsieur's voice.
Is that just his name?
D'Arque. It's something French. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I will say that this voice actor is the same voice actor that played Claude Frollo, which is the main villain in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So, really, really cool voice actor by the name of Tony J. Tony J also voiced Shere Khan later on after George Saunders passed away. He took over for George Saunders voicing Shere Khan the tiger.
That's a good
in Jungle Book 2 and also in all the Tailspin series, because he's in that as well. But so there's a fun little trivia fact. We get pulled back to the castle, where what Jeffrey and I call the Christmas scene, because basically, it's like a montage of Belle and Beast starting to form a closer relationship. They're feeding birds out in the snow. They're eating together. Bless you, Rosie, our husky just sneezed. It's they're starting to be charming and romantic with each other. And we get to see the gigantic library, which is pretty much any book girl's dream.
It was my dream. Oh my gosh. But going back to the Castle Christmas,
mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot of the direct-to-DVD sequels,
mm-hmm.
but is there not a sequel that takes place in this time period?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's still the Beast in the sequel, right?
Correct.
So it's like a
Enchanted Christmas,
but it's but it's not a prequel. It's like a midquel, because they're like, this happened. It's like Beauty and the Beast 1.5.
Yeah, it really
is. Or something
is.
Like what's happening while the movie's happening.
No, it really is. Yes.
And they keep her in that outfit like the whole movie?
Mm-hmm. 1997's direct-to-video Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas serves as the midquel. So it's called.
Did they call it that?
Mm-hmm. Taking place during the original story, framing the setting.
I didn't even say that because I had read that. I literally just popped that in my mouth right now. Mm-hmm. I was like, not a sequel. It's like a midquel.
I think that's why a lot of people call it the Christmas section, because people know that it's that
it's
part
probably around that time. Midwinter.
Midquel. We get another song here called Something There. What are your thoughts on Something There?
I do love this song. It's very nice.
It's very sweet.
Yes. And I love how they made it a point to add that kind of bridge section from Belle into this song.
I like that too.
That's my favorite part, but maybe that's because that's my favorite part in the Belle song as well.
Oh,
I love.
You had mentioned Judy Garland earlier. This song gives me Judy Garland vibes. Something about it. Mm-hmm.
You could hear her singing it.
Yeah, something about
It'd be very sad though.
Mm-hmm. Maybe a torch song.
Yes.
They during this. I do like this number as well. I think it's really beautiful. During this moment, they start to prepare for a big night in the castle. We see the beast, being scrubbed up. His hair's
I
being
know.
being he's getting some trimmings done. He's getting manscaped. And also, Bella's getting ready for the
It's a
big.
very private scene.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm sure.
And Lumiere is just in there, like coordinating it all, like a director. Like,
Right?
okay, we're doing this, as he's getting scrubbed up and stuff. It's so
I know.
funny. So they're both getting ready to meet in the ballroom later that night. Bella's getting ready as well. It is a bit rushed here. For anyone that knows, when the film was released later on for its special IMAX release, they did plug back into it a musical sequence called Human Again. It currently is not the version that is on Disney Plus, where we just watched it.
They just kept the OG version.
They kept the original version. But there is a musical number. If you guys want to go on YouTube and watch it, it is on there. It's called Human Again. It gives a little bit more life into the transition of this, because they are actually preparing the castle and specifically the ballroom for
Mhm.
what is about to happen. It was originally about an 11 to 15-minute musical animated number, and Disney was like, hey, this is too much. This is way too long. So they scrapped its entirety, not just because the length of it, but also there is a bit more time jump references that are going on, and they couldn't pinpoint what the other characters in the plot were doing at that time. So,
Like in the town?
Exactly.
Got
So
it.
not only was it just too long of a musical number, but they were like, there's so many montage, jump arounds, and Inhuman Again.
Well, let's be honest though, like maybe those were necessary, because I feel like when you're watching this movie, what's happening in the castle feels like it's taken a long time, and we're getting like different seasons. Or maybe not different seasons, but it feels like a much longer time in the castle.
Yes.
Whereas every time we jump back to the town, it feels like a couple hours have gone by, or like the next day has happened.
I know. You
so
almost
maybe
feel
we
like
need
they chopped it too much, or at least they should have kept a little bit of a scene, because there is a scene built into Human Again where she's teaching the beast how to read, and she's reading to him Romeo and Juliet. In the stage version, she's reading him, I think, one of the King Arthur stories. But in the movie animated version, when they did Human Again, they left that scene in there where she's trying to teach him how to read, and she's in a different dress. She's in her Belle's Enchanted Christmas outfit, I think, like the kind of pinkish purple one. So I think that you're right. They almost cut too much of it out. If anything, they should have just left some bit of a talking scene between them, just to show the seasons changing. Because you're right. The castle feels like we've gone on a whole year, and the town, it seems like it's just been like a blink, one day to the next, right?
Yeah, I agree. What was I going to say? I was going to say, because you had told people to go back and watch the Human Again on
YouTube.
I think the best thing to do is pop on the movie version with it in there, because boy, how you don't miss that scene. I mean, boy, how you don't. It's not seamless. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like you can
really
animation.
clock when the new scene is coming in, because I'm not trying to be rude, but the original movie looks like the original movie, and then this 5-minute or so scene of Human Again looks like a Disney animated sequel.
They really they claim they used a lot of the same animators that went into it, but I don't think there was enough drawing, like hand drawing in it. I think it's too
I don't know what it
CGI
was
looking, or it's too
to me it's not
caps looking.
To me it's not the CGI, it's more the characters and the colors on them. Like, to me, the colors in the original movie look more authentic. The ones in this little scene look like point and click paint on, like,
I totally get what you're saying.
Like, they look flat.
It looks more direct to video.
Yeah, it just
more
looks
direct
like,
to video.
okay,
That's a shame.
plop pink between these lines, plop yellow
That's a
between these
shame.
lines.
It
like
really
it
is.
just is like woo. Like
you can watch it in storyboard version on one of the DVDs. I don't know if that's still around or if that's available on YouTube, but you can watch that sequence just with the storyboard drawings, but with the actual music playing and the song playing. So there's a few different ways that people could look into it, but I definitely know what you mean.
Yeah.
Because Disney direct-to-video animation is very different than their feature film animation, and everybody knows it from all of the random sequels we have out there.
Yeah.
Like
those sequels are specifically for Disney fans. Like you have to be like, okay, I'm a Disney fan. I'm going to take it for what it is. Like nobody's going out of their way who's not a Disney lover and watching those movies and loving them.
Yeah, particularly because it's not like The Rescuers and The Rescuers Down Under. Those were true sequels, you guys. You know, those were true.
Well, those were both in
versions.
I mean,
they were films.
Yeah.
They were feature films. So yes, you're right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but because this scene was recorded years later, did they actually bring back these actors to like re-record lines?
Yes.
So
they did.
Did they also re-record the song, or they had the song from back in the day and then just used that, but then they had to record new?
I think they re-recorded the song and all of the audio. Okay. I think they re-recorded all.
I remember something about that they were like, we've brought everyone back, and they're recording their lines.
They all sound identical. The only one that you can tell a little bit of a difference is actually Angela Lansbury.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean,
not in a bad way.
No,
not in a bad way. But she's the only one where you actually can hear a bit of a difference in her cadence of talking.
I will take Angela Lansbury at any age.
I agree with you.
So it's cool that they even got her back. Not to, I mean, that woman was booked until the very end, so they were lucky they got her back. I swear she was in Broadway shows up until it was her time. And you know what, God bless her.
Such an excellent actress. But yeah, anyway, Human Again, there it is. We threw it in there, even though it's not really originally part of this whole thing, but we're mentioning it. It is a really cool song. It is fantastic on Broadway. At least go out there and listen to it, and listen to maybe the Broadway musical cast as well, because the version on there is quite fantastic. Okay. The ballroom scene. The famous quinceañera dress scene. Her yellowy, most yellow of all dresses. You
said this is probably why it resonated with like Latinas and Hispanic women and Hispanic girls, because you worked at the Disney store and you said this was before there was
this was their princess.
Yeah.
This
Belle was their princess.
Belle was their princess. And I don't think it's just because of this ball gown being so reminiscent of the culture of like the beautiful dresses that we get. The amazing fashion design that goes into quinceañera dresses. It is
right. Those are an art form.
Yeah, I feel like not only the look, but also she was a brunette. I mean, the roses are so symbolic of the Latin and Spanish culture. There's something about Belle that it always just resonated with the Latin community. I mean, I worked at the Disney store for over 6 years, and I'll tell you, she was just she was their princess.
We're going to have to look it up and see like online, because I'm sure we could find pictures of different girls, young ladies, quinceañera dresses. There has to be some out there that specifically were like, I want my quinceañera to be Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, I'm sure.
There were probably lots of yellow dresses and red roses.
Oh yeah.
So
for sure.
That'd be interesting to look that up.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we get Beauty and the Beast, the song. Let's speak on it. I mean, it is incredibly memorable. It is as I said, I don't rush to this song on the soundtrack, but it is on every Disney greatest hits movie classics soundtrack that's out there. It is always going to be on volume 1 of every Disney film, like greatest hits. It is that song. It's so radio friendly.
I agree. This
one, the birds chirping in the
one,
background, you guys, by the way, it's very Disney reminiscent.
well, we were just talking about something there,
Yeah,
so they want their
exactly.
bird feed.
Exactly.
This song I could close my eyes, put my headphones in, and listen to, and I just think it's so beautiful. Angela Lansbury is brilliant. Not just her vocals that are just so beautiful, but her subtle acting in it, and just, I don't know, the way that she speaks and performs every line is just so beautiful. I just love it so much.
And of course, it did win an Academy Award.
Did she perform it at the Academy Awards?
She must have.
You don't know. Sometimes
she
people aren't
would.
available and they just get
no.
like someone else.
Oh no. Let's Google it right now. I am
They got Shania
99
Twain.
I am 99% positive that she sang this at the Oscars. Beauty and the Beast Oscars performance. Angela Lansbury, Celine Dion, and Peebo Bryson. Was that all of them? Yeah, because they were the radio versions, right?
They all three performed it. Do you think it like started with her and then ended with the duet?
You're like, I'll take that voice any day.
Mm-hmm.
Then a ballet. Ballet makes you guys. Yeah, then it went to the radio version.
Yes, gotta love a brunette Celine Dion. Sing it, girl.
We're not gonna play a lot of that because we don't want this pulled off. So, yeah. So there you go. There you have it.
That was interesting. I mean, that's kind of genius to do it that way. Like,
why not?
Get both song versions a chance to, make some money.
So the famous ballroom scene, Belle tells the Beast that she misses her father. Beast shows Belle the magic mirror that he has, and she is able to, look into it and see her father in the... Did I say it weird?
No, I'm just laughing. I'm thinking about the scene in my head, and I have questions.
And she's able to see her father and discover Maurice's predicament, being sick. And out of his love for her, the Beast releases Belle so that she could go rescue her dad.
She sees him in the mirror, and he's like crawling around in the snow, and he's like, oh, like doesn't, he's just lost. She gets home. He's snug as a bug in a rug in bed.
It's kind of strange.
Who got him into the bed?
It's kind of strange. It's almost like you were saying, where's the edit cut of our time frame? Why is it randomly that he's out in the middle of the snow, like they just kicked him from the tavern?
Not to say there was no reason to let Belle leave because he was already in bed. Because I mean, if he wanted to let her leave, he could have
just been sick in bed in the mirror, literally.
True. Or you could have literally had a little, it could have been a little 3-second clip in between them going into the house, just showing Belle with her dad's arm around her shoulder, walking him into the house. You don't need to even see her putting him to bed. Then it could have been her sitting at the bedside, talking to him, and then you get that whole scene.
Wait, in the mirror?
No, I'm saying she sees him in the mirror.
In the snow.
She leaves. In the movie, I feel like you go directly to her in the house.
She should have found him in the snow.
There should have been, like, if there was a scene showing that we're at Belle's house, they could have shown the house, but then in the corner showed Belle walking him into the house, like with his arm around her shoulder.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Now that we get in the house, then you see Maurice in bed.
Yeah.
So it could have been something for 3 seconds that they could have drawn in there real quick. Because how did he get from the snow to his bed?
Yeah, I agree.
Because he was lost.
The timeline, and once again, it doesn't make sense. We just had what felt like we just had seasons at the castle, and a big ballroom number, and Maurice is still in the snow from being kicked out of the bar. Like, what? It's too long of a gap. He should have just been in bed sick, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And the town isn't that far from their house.
Yeah, no.
So how did he get lost?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, it was a way to get her back to the town, but I don't even care about all that. I don't care about that. If it was a day or a year or whatever. I just needed to know how they showed him, and then all of a sudden he was in bed. That's it.
Returning to the town, Belle reveals the beast via the magic mirror to all of the townsfolk, proving them that the beast really does exist, and that he's not going crazy, because Gaston is doing this whole blackmail thing.
Well, yeah, this is when Monsieur comes to go pick him up, and then
go retrieve him.
They're kind of mocking Maurice and saying like, "Oh, what did you see again?
Exactly.
You saw a big beast, you big crazy man." And then that's when she pulls out the magic mirror, and
it's like, "Look, I'm proving it.
Look, this is him. Oh, is he mean? No, he's very nice." And then this is when Gaston takes it into his own hands to really like, no, he's bad. And
he's bad. Like, what do you have feelings for this beast all of a sudden? Like, what the heck? Like, how can you love this monster? You should love me instead. So out of jealousy, he throws them into like the cellar or whatever. Belle and Maurice, like, together, he throws them in there and like locks them up, and rallies with the villagers to basically go to the castle to kill this, quote unquote scary beast that they saw in the mirror. As they rally, we get the mob song. What are your thoughts on this song?
I actually like it.
It's so good. It is so good, you guys.
It's so dramatic. It's just a really well put together song. It's really
so good. The sound effects of the mirror like whizzing by as he like keeps moving it, the like cool magical staticky sound effects, the sound effects of all the villagers and their tools that they're grabbing and lighting torches. It's a little reminiscent of Pocahontas when they start to do the very same type of getting ready for war, getting ready for a fight. It really is a badass number. Didn't
I compare it to a song when we were listening to it? I can't remember.
Are you thinking about Savages from Pocahontas?
Oh, I said it sounded like the first song in Aladdin.
Oh, wait, like the intro song, Arabian Nights?
Dun dun dun. Like, hold on. I don't know. It's just like the pitter patter of like.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, totally. I get it.
Like, it just reminded me a little bit of that.
But yeah, I can see that.
I'm so mad that I played the Will Smith version right now. Ooh,
is that what that was?
Yeah,
I was like, what's that? I thought it was like a Kids Bop version.
Oh no, I did.
It sounded like Kids Bop.
It wasn't. Again, Disney doesn't actually hire vocalists for their live action ones. They just hire names.
Oh my gosh. It's definitely giving Les Mis, Miss Saigon, Cloud out. Oh my god. Shout out to
Cloud. I was like Claudette.
Schonberg. Two musicals that we are both big fans of in our own rights. I just feel like it pulls so much from dramatic scenes that are reminiscent of that. It's just, once again, a big broady, brassy musical number.
Something about the 80s and 90s, like musicals from that era, they did like big Broadway theater dramatic sounding songs that were like big numbers, and they just sounded dramatic, if that makes any sense. Like, big numbers.
So true. Fun fact, Ashman said that the song was twice as long and it was one of his personal favorites.
This sounds like a common occurrence with this movie. If
Right?
Human Again
They were
was
like, "No,
14
cut it.
minutes and then
No,
the
cut
mob
it."
song was
Aw.
double, like he really
Maybe Ashman and Menkin really wanted this to be a musical on stage.
they wanted it to be a stage
Yeah.
musical. They said, we're going to give you 2.5 hours. And
Right?
they said, well, you get 80 minutes.
Yeah. Well, kudos to them for turning it into such a beautiful musical with Tim Rice as well, who took over a lot of that project on stage. But yeah, he said the song was twice as long, one of his personal favorites. He said the Disney executives wanted to cut it down. It was too dramatic and too violent, they told him. And they also told him he couldn't call the song Kill the Beast because it was too violent. And so he responded sarcastically to them saying, you can call it the mob song for all I care. And they ended up calling it the mob song.
That just shows how like these execs and these producers, like it kind of shows how not artistic they are, because they probably wholeheartedly just were like, that's a good idea, we're gonna call it the mob song, call it that. And he's like, it was a joke, you fool.
Chip the teacup, who had stowed away when Belle left the castle, he's the one that ends up freeing Belle and Maurice with the axe chopping machine that was Maurice's invention. So he's the one that's able to be the little hero during that moment. It's a very cute scene.
I don't think we've talked about it enough, but the actor that plays Chip in this movie has the cutest little like Chip teacup voice. Like it just goes so well with that character.
I think he also voiced another really memorable. Oh, that's what we know him from, Boo. He's the actor that played Kirsten Dunst's little brother in Jumanji.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
so not another voice role, but he played a different character.
Role, I remember.
But yeah, his voice just went so well with this character, like little squeaky
cool.
kind of.
Exactly, that's the perfect way to describe it.
Yeah, it was very cute.
When they arrive back to the castle to kill the beast,
that's not the name of the song. when they went back to the castle to the mob song. I'm just kidding.
When they went back to the castle to kill the beast, the castle servants basically defeat the villagers. They defend the castle like with all they have: tomatoes, hot boiling water.
That's a little intense.
It's true, right?
No, but I mean, like throwing boiling water on someone.
I mean, they're giving it everything they have. There's a cool scene where the wardrobe jumps off the second floor, and Joanne Worley does her famous like shriek during that scene. There's a great scene where they're chasing the Ottoman, who's like a puppy, into the kitchen. And the oven, lights up all of his like flames and like has all the knives out.
Oh, that was funny.
But yeah, they give it all they got. And oh
my god, I hated. You know what I hated is when they showed the guy ripping the feathers out of Babette. I was like, oh my god, that's so mean. And then I swear, when she got rescued, I think her feather section looked smaller.
Oh no!
Maybe in my mind, I was like, oh. I was like, no, she looks less full.
Oh, no.
But that's just probably
she'll look full again when she becomes human again.
Right? Oh my god.
So yes, Gaston ends up attacking the beast because the beast is depressed, and he really doesn't regain his spirit in this battle with Gaston until he sees Belle returning to the castle. He catches a glimpse of her off the castle rooftop, and then that's when his spirit basically gets back into him.
It's because he's just letting Gaston throw him around. Yes. He's ready to die.
And then he in a sense spares Gaston's life and tells him to leave and never come back to the castle. He doesn't actually kill him. But as the beast is trying to get to Belle, who made it up to the top of the castle with them, as he's trying to get to Belle, Gaston ends up stabbing him from behind, and he loses his footing and Gaston ends up like falling to his demise. They don't like actually like, show it too up close and personal, but he falls like off the castle.
I kind of like that was an interesting way of doing it, and I liked it that like they really showed like the Beast's full. I mean, not like he was a murderer or anything before. He was just a selfish guy, and then he was a beast with an attitude and an anger problem. But it really does kind of show that like he could control himself, and he stops himself from and tells him to leave, and then it's Gaston who kind of makes his own demise by stabbing him and then falling to his death. So it was an interesting way, instead of just showing the Beast being like throwing him off,
tossing him off. Also, another quick little animation part that always jumped out at me, that when Gaston is walking along the balcony outside, all of the gargoyles that are statues, but the Beast like cloaking himself to make himself look like a gargoyle as well.
Oh, that was cool.
Very, very cool. I was gonna say cool shot. I guess it is a cool shot, but yeah. So Belle tearfully professes her love to the dying Beast as they're out on the balcony of the castle, and she does this as the last petal of the magical or the enchanted rose, as the last petal falls. The servants all look, because they all look sad because they think that the time is up, that they ran out of time, but it actually ends up reviving the Beast and restoring him and the servants all back to their human forms. So now the prince and Belle later host a ball for the kingdom, or for like all the servants and everyone, once he gets transformed back into a human. What are your thoughts on this transformation scene on him?
Well, I have a few thoughts. I didn't want to bring them up earlier because I wanted to compare them to this, and so I didn't want to go forward. So I thought I would just go backward. Watching this film on a high def TV, on high def Disney Plus, when it was made in the 90s, I am no way saying that this is not an amazing animated film, but I will say that at points, high def did not do it any justice. And what I mean is, there are moments in the beginning specifically, I don't know what it was, I don't know if they were still getting their footing or whatever, but I feel like there were moments where Belle's face didn't really look like Belle's face. Like, there were some of the animation to me looked a little kind of sketchy in the beginning. Like, you could really see like the out sketching of people's bodies, and like it looked very pencil-y at moments, even though it was fully formed. You could still really see the pencilization.
I get what you're saying. I agree with some of the I do. They spent a lot of time with the close-ups. A lot of the close-ups are
but even like the mid shots, like again, I don't want to be rude, but there were some mid shots that I paused it on, and I'm like, "Ooh, who is that woman? That's not Belle." Like, there were, I don't know what it was, if they had different artists that were working on the same character, and some drew her a little bit different than others.
Probably that.
But the high def part of it just didn't help. But this scene, I don't know if they worked on this double, triple, quadruple the amount of time.
I know where you're going.
But it is so beautiful.
It is animation magic, this scene.
If it was a short film and it was 5 minutes, it would have won Best Short Film.
Agreed.
It is so crisp. Her face, her hair,
his face,
her eyes,
his hair, everything. So crisp. The raindrops.
Every little thing in this is
little, what do you call them? The little like light streaks, like the magic streaks that start falling.
Everything. His feet, his calves, his body floating. Everything about it is like they said, do not mess this up. This is the moment. Yeah. And you know what? A+++. It is gorgeous.
I wonder how long it took them to animate this sequence.
I don't know, but they had it down. Those storyboards must have been the most detailed, just to be like, we want her hair to flip this way, we want the rain to do. Everything was so detailed, and I just think that maybe that's why I'm critical about some moments earlier in the film, is because they obviously, it would have taken too long to make everything look like this one shot. But this one shot is perfection.
Agreed.
So that's what I think about it.
The only thing I think that is lacking here is a song. I understand why you don't want to break up the momentum. I get it. You know, we're at the end of the film, but I think that a song here would be perfect.
I don't know, because I like the orchestration. I like the shing shing shing, like when all of
all that.
It's so pretty.
Love all that.
Do you mean you want a new song after, instead of them just going into like a chorus of Beauty and the Beast? Or...
Well, clearly, yes. The only thing to me is I just feel like there needs to be a song right here. That's
Should we talk about
just a personal preference?
That's fine. I thought it was nice and dramatic without it.
Talk about the what?
His transition. Do you think?
Well,
I think I brought it up when we were watching it. Like, I think that there are a lot of people that find themselves liking the Beast,
of course,
more as the Beast, and then when he switches to a French Fabio,
he's a little soft. They should have at least kept that burly voice that he was doing for the Beast.
I almost feel like, and I know that they want all of the characters to have, like, I know that Disney has a way of a prince looks like a prince, but like, I almost feel like he should have looked like, maybe not as gruff, but he should have almost been like the Gaston size.
Yeah, like a cleaner Gaston.
Yeah, like he should have been like, because the Beast is like, he's big.
I agree.
And so
just when a little more,
there should have been something that connected them a little bit more, to where he had some bigger arms, a bigger chest, like, you know, he was just so pretty as the prince. And now, granted, when I saw his face, I was like, oh, he's very handsome. He's a very handsome prince. But I think because you literally know him as the Beast, and people are like, you know, like this character for him being the Beast.
I think,
and then you get this beautiful fashion model.
Yeah, I feel like they should have. Yeah, very much so. I feel like they should have even have added some. I'm going to use this word imperfections, although I think there is nothing wrong, and I think that scars are absolutely beautiful on people. But I think they should have added a bit of battle wounds to him, you know, that he has had as the Beast. Maybe
I like that.
You know, maybe made him not as pretty perfect in the face. And even his arm scar, she should have walked up to him and touched his wolf scar that she bandaged up for him, because I think he was just very pretty and polished. And I think for a lot of girls watching this, they probably were like, no, and boys, we loved him as the Beast, like we want him as the Beast, like, you know. So
that would have made more sense too, because it would have kind of showed like throughout these years, like a life actually lived. Like, he was the prince. He was Prince Fabio before. Like, they showed his picture on the wall, and they just show this beautiful face. Which is funny, because I know that we haven't really gone into it, but like, what's the timeline on this? Like, how old is the character now, and how old was he when he got enchanted? But, you know, we don't need to get into that. But this artwork that you see when she kind of flips up the painting, and on this shredded portrait of him, and you see this very flawless, handsome / beautiful face. He should have woken up from the spell being broken, and he should have looked like he's lived more. Like, totally. A scar on his face, a scar on his arm, like, show that he's lived a little.
But I do think he should have been like bigger in build, similar to Gaston.
Oh yeah, he should have been built up. Well, what do you think about Robby Benson changing his voice so much to go from the Beast to the Prince?
So much that I'm often like, is it a different actor?
It literally sounds like a different actor.
Yeah, it's just soft. It's just too soft. They should have just kept that heartier.
The whole thing just got too soft at the end. Like, not the not the story, I'm talking about him.
Yeah.
He should have looked a little bit more rough and gruff. He should have kept more of that beast sound in his voice and just softened it a bit. But there was no need to go from it was literally watching a character go from man to boy.
Yes.
Because he does this whole movie with this manly voice, and then he's like, Belle?
Yeah, totally.
And I'm like, who is this?
It's like, that's not the man that we all fell in love with this whole movie.
That's her gay best friend now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, I'm sure a lot of people, as much as they love this movie, I'm sure it must have been a tad bit of a letdown to go from, rough to coiffed.
I know that like it's just like assumed that Belle marries Beast at the end, but I always used to be annoyed when people would say like they got married at the end of the movie. I'm like, nobody got married.
No, isn't she still in her quinceañera dress?
Yes. So that always used to annoy me sometimes. People would always talk about that. Like,
did they change that?
At the end? I'm like, what wedding? There's no wedding.
Did they change that in the stage play or in the movie version?
I don't think so. I don't think they did.
So how's she a princess?
That's what I'm saying. But whatever. I guess it's just assumed.
Well, it didn't seem like a wedding.
Well, she better
hope a party.
She better hope those blonde bin bets don't show up to the castle.
Oh.
What we both at the same time, and because we've both thought this, and we're putting it out there. Does anybody else out there think that it's very interesting that they animated the human version of Mrs. Potts to be such a senior and grandma looking, but yet Chip is like this little boy? Like, it's almost like Chip is animated as her grandkid.
I would have been totally fine with the character design and the role being the way it is and Chip being the way he was, had he not been calling her mama the whole time. If he had been saying like Nana or something, I would have been like, great. She takes care of her grandchild. We don't need to. Disney movies, you don't really need to know what happens to people's parents. They don't really. Sometimes they tell you, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, but he's calling her mom throughout the entire
film. He's like, mama.
And it's like, to the end and we're like, why? They just animated her much, much older than they needed her. And another thing, Babette gets this incredibly awesome human form at the end. Where is the wardrobe? Why is the wardrobe not some opera singer or some grand
show
costume?
Her?
No.
Oh. She flew off the side of the stairs and she shattered.
So annoying that she does not get a human form, because she's so funny in the movie. Well, that's the end. That's the end of the film. That's the end of the film review and musical review, since we reviewed both. I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
So yeah. What's your favorite overall thing from this film?
I would say, and you know what's funny? I don't even think that I talked about it enough, but when we pressed play on the movie the other day and the first notes of the orchestration happened, it really, like, the dun, 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 it is so beautiful. Like, so maybe that's what I like. Not just the songs, but the orchestration,
the score.
The score in this film is freaking beautiful. But yeah, that part in the beginning, like when they start the film and those tinkling, twinkling, like the little soft orchestration, it gives me goosebumps. It's so gorgeous.
So very deserving of the Academy Award for Best Original Score.
1000%. It is so good.
Yeah, there are moments where the music, just the score itself, does send those chills through your body, you know?
And you know why? It sounds so much more mature than the average Disney film. Like, it is dramatic, and it really sets the stage for this beautiful fairy tale and this beautiful story. The score is just head and shoulders above other Disney films.
I feel that way with this a lot, like I do with The Hunchback of Notre Dame as well. I feel like the score and the music is more dramatic and it is a bit more mature.
Well, that's a straight up like adult film that's
Yeah.
animated into a child's film. Like it's that's a very intense story too.
I feel the same way about the maturity level, my favorite thing, but it's about the script and the film itself. I do think that they finally hit something that feels more like a movie than quote unquote just a cartoon. So I do love that the script itself feels a bit more mature. It feels more dramatic than other animated films in the past. That's my favorite thing about it.
Yeah, I think that Disney overall has always had a section of films that were not only for children, but were also able to be loved by adults. And I think that's what kind of sets them apart from other cartoons. Even if you go back to like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, like that film, I'm sure why it made so much money back in the day, to make it look like a prestige film that, you know, is not like, they look like humans. The set design looks very, they were literally drawing something that could have been acted, but they drew it in an animated film, and I think it kind of gave it more of a mature look and feel. And I think that's what Disney has always done, but I feel like in some ways they, during this Disney Renaissance, they kind of perfected that, especially with Beauty and the Beast, because I mean, not to say it again, and I'm not saying that this is what makes a great film, but obviously it resonated even with the Academy to give it a Best Picture nomination, not just Best Animated Film, which I feel like Disney gets every year,
right?
A nomination at least.
Yeah.
But to be in that category, it just has something that maybe people opened their eyes to it and said, "Oh, this is something special." So yeah, they really perfected the formula and have inspired a lot of other studios to kind of do the same.
Yeah, so then let's do that out of order then. Because I do think you're right, and you just spoke a lot on like the legacy of it. And I think you're right. I think that not only for its technical achievements on animation, which was obviously huge at this time, but I do feel like, yeah, the character development, the script altogether, like I feel that this film did change the perception of what the idea of a cartoon movie was versus like an acclaimed piece of work, you know? And so
People
I
were
think you're right.
people are I feel like you can see that they were being taken more seriously. Did that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Any least fave things about it? Mine's pretty simple.
Well, why don't you go with yours first?
I just want more songs, you know? I was spoiled by the Broadway musical album after so many years that when I go back and watch the film, I'm like, oh, it would be great if Home was right here. Oh, it would be so good if Human Again was right in this section. Like that's the only thing that I would even no matter what, which is a song between Belle and her father, it there's such heart to it that that's the only negative thing. I've been spoiled over the years
I guess I don't really ever think about that because Disney films in general are short. I mean, Disney animated films are generally short and have few songs, and then you get the soundtrack and there's 5 songs and then like 5 orchestrations.
Totally.
So I guess I didn't really think of that about that as like my least favorite, just because I'm just used to that.
Very true.
So
Very true.
Yeah, what would my least?
Yeah, it's only the more recent modern ones that have so many songs. The ones in the past don't have a lot. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, they kept it.
Well, the Renaissance era did try harder than the classics. The classics like Sleeping Beauty and Snow White, like what, 3 songs each probably? There's not much to it. But I think you're right. During this era, they did. Well, these men revolutionized it. So I think that.
Well, they made these films almost like set up like a Broadway musical.
Yeah.
And like a lot more storytelling songs and not just a pretty song that was put into a musical. Like, you know, Snow White, Someday My Prince Will Come. Yeah, she's talking about wanting to have a prince, but at the same time, it's not really like a storytelling song. It's just like a pretty ballad.
Yeah.
And that was more the setup for those earlier films. And then you get movies later in the Renaissance era where like there are songs that were not necessarily like pop breakout hits. They were meant to move the story along. So, you know, more of a Broadway type song. Least favorite. I don't even know if I've said mine yet. I don't have many. I guess I would just say that like I would rather watch this film on VHS because the high def sometimes makes it a little too
Takes
crisp.
away from
It shows more of the imperfections that I don't remember watching when I was a kid.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like when you make something too crisp, it's gonna show
like the Wizard of Oz experience in Vegas when like Toto's like floating across the floor. Like,
well, yeah, because when you watch the Wizard of Oz, you on film, no matter what, it's gonna look great. But when you're trying to digitize and take these semi-blurry, because it's not going to be as crisp as things are now, and you try to put that into CGI, it's going to show how imperfect some of these shots are that you would never think were imperfect because it's just a perfect film. But then you try to add on to it and it's like, well, no.
All right. Well, shall we spin the wheel for our next film?
Yes.
Alrighty, let's spin this thing.
I'm so excited. The next film that we will be reviewing will be Judy Garland's Meet Me in St. Louis.
I was like, how many times is Judy Garland going to be on this list?
A lot.
Meet Me in St. Louis. What year did that come out?
1944. 1944 is Meet Me in St. Louis.
Okay, everyone, go out there and watch it. It looks like it's for free right now on Tubi. You can go watch it for free on Tubi.
With some commercials, but it's okay.
That's okay. Free is free. All right, Meet Me in St. Louis, starring Miss Judy Garland and directed by Vincent Minnelli. Everyone, take a minute to please go follow us out there on Instagram and TikTok at the Hollywood Hubbies. Oh, that's it. Yeah, at Hollywood Hubbies.
At Hollywood Hubbies.
Drop likes, drop follows, tell all your friends and coworkers and family about this.
Yeah,
but we're having a good time so far. Hopefully, you guys liked Beauty and the Beast.
Wait, do you want me to tell you what movie we're on?
Oh yeah. What number movie are we on? What will Meet Me in St. Louis be?
13.
Okay.
So that is the direct middle.
We're at the halfway mark.
This will be the middle.
St. Louis. All right.
Until next time, guys, go watch that film.
Bye.
Bye.